All right, picking it up, number 35. Tin is a metal, oxygen is a nonmetal. Tells me it's probably an ionic compound. Transition metals with multiple charges will give you that information in Roman numerals. This is also an astanic oxide, so that's SN4 positive. Oxygen is a 2 negative anion, crisscross, and this is going to be SN2O4. Now, ionic compounds we need to reduce to the lowest whole number ratio, so that's going to be SNO2. Okay, number 36, another ionic compound. Magnesium is an alkaline earth metal, group 2, so 2 positive charge. Hydroxide is a polyatomic ion with 1 negative charge, crisscross. We need parentheses around the hydroxide because otherwise it will look like we only have 2 hydrogens, but we have 2 hydroxides. Right, iron 3 sulfate. Transition metal, multiple charge will give you that charge. 3 positive sulfate is a polyatomic ion. SO4 2 negative, let's crisscross. Again, when we have multiple polyatomic ions, we'll put them in parentheses. There we go. Ammonium is a polyatomic ion. Has 1 positive charge. Sulfite. Ite has 1 less oxygen than 8. So SO3, same charge though, 2 negative. Crisscross those charges. So the ammonium ion is going to have, we're going to have 2 of those. So we need parentheses there. The sulfite part of it, we don't need a parentheses because there's only 1 of them in that compound. All right, where are we? Aluminum hydroxide, another ionic compound. Aluminum is group 13, so 3 positive charge. What? Oh, okay, hydroxide, sorry. So 1 negative charge. So let's crisscross those numbers. 1 goes down there, 3 goes over there. Aluminum hydroxide. Okay, sodium chlorate. Sodium is another ionic compound. Sodium is a 1 positive charge. ClO3, 1 negative for chlorate. These charges are going to cancel out, so it's just going to be Na. ClO3 is going to be your final answer. Carbon monoxide, 2 nonmetals, carbon and oxygen. Use the prefixes. Carbon doesn't have a prefix, so that implies it's 1. Usually, not always. Oxygen has 1 also, so there it is. Mono means 1. Okay. All right, silver is one of our transition metals that just has a single charge, so you just have to memorize that. Silver has a 1 positive charge. Sulfate is SO4 with a 2 negative charge. Crisscross that. Sorry. There we go. Sodium nitride. Notice the IDE ending, so that's not a polyatomic ion. That's just NaS. Sodium has a 1 positive charge. Sulfur has a 2 negative. Wait, hold on. What are we doing? Number 43. Sorry. That's not sulfide, that's nitride. That's N. So sodium has a 1 positive charge. Nitrogen has a 3 negative charge. Crisscross those. Go, I gotta be right back. Oh, okay, I'm back. Just had to check up on I was boiling some water for my T. So where are we? 44, aluminum chloride. Aluminum, it's a ionic compound, 3 positive. Chloride, IDE, tells you that's an element. It's a halogen, that's 1 negative charge. Let's crisscross. And all right, again, keep track of your uppercase, lowercase, otherwise it's just going to be a mess. All right, ammonium, there's your, some space. That's your polyatomic ion, NH4, with a 1 positive charge. Sulfite, ite is 1 less oxygen than 8, so that's SO3. Charge is still 2 negative on sulfite. Let's crisscross. NH4, we're going to need parentheses because there's 2 of them, and I feel like we just did this or something very similar. All right, there's your ammonium sulfite. Oh, wait a minute. We did. That's like right up there. Okay. All right. Well, it's typo. All right. Cadmium is a transition metal with a 2 positive charge. You'll just have to memorize that. And hydroxide is OH, 1 negative, crisscross. Need a parentheses for the 2 hydroxides there. Gonna need some more space. By the way, hopefully you are pausing the video and trying these before we give you the answer, and slowing it down because I'm just going through this pretty fast. What? Is this right? Yeah, we just did 46. All right, chromium transition metal with multiple charges, possible. So give you the charge. Nitrite, ITE, ite, often as a polyatomic ion with oxygen. This one has 1 fewer oxygen than nitrate. Still the same 1 negative charge. Crisscross these numbers on the charge, and get. We don't. Yes, we do. Need a parentheses. Here we go. Where are we at? Let's use orange. Aren't you glad we're going over this? All right, non-metal, use the prefixes. Di means 2, so there's 2 nitrogens, and pent means 5, so there's, all right, there we go. All right, it's a ion compound, group 2, phosphate, PO4, 3 negative, polyatomic ion, crisscross. Strontium phosphate is SR3, PO4, 2 of them. There we go. All right, magnesium is another alkaline earth metal, 2 positive charge. Phosphide, notice the IDE, that's an elemental anion, phosphorus. All right, so phosphorus is right below nitrogen. So group 15 elements have a 5 valence electron, so they're going to want to gain 3 more to get the octet. Let's crisscross. Magnesium phosphide. What color? Let's go purple. All right, that's the Roman numeral 5. So 5 positive. Dichromate. Oh, so don't get confused here because you see a prefix. This is an ionic compound. Dichromate is a polyatomic ion. Cr2O7 2 minus. So just watch out for that. Some of these polyatomic ions have prefixes. All right, crisscross. See if I'll fit this in. Okay, and you would reduce here if you could, but you can't. All right, back to, let's see, maroon. All right, chlorine, oxygen, they are non-metal, so we're going to use the prefixes. The less electronegative element is going to be written first. Cl2, oxygen, oct is 8. We're not going to reduce these molecular compounds, okay? So that's our final answer there. All right, what do we, let's go with red. All right, tin. Charge is given there in Roman numerals. Phosphate is PO4. 3 negative, crisscross. Write that crossed subscript outside that parentheses if you have more than one. All right, calcium. All right, you already know it's an ionic compound, right? All right. Calcium is a group 2, so 2 positive. Oxalate is a 2 negative polyatomic ion. Oh, let me do that a little neater. Oh, can't mess up here. Start my whole video over. What do we say? Oxalate. 2 negative. All right, crisscross, they're going to cancel out, so it's simply going to be Ca C2O4. Now you could do that if it like makes it easier for you to see that polyatomic ion. All right. Yikes, we're at 55. How many of them are there? All right, nitrogen. I made this, so I should know. Oxygen, tetra means 4, di means 2. Do we reduce? Should we reduce? Hope you said no. Okay, calcium carbonate. Here we go. We're going to reduce here if we can. Calcium, 2 positive. All right, carbonate. What is it? What do you think? I'm going so fast. I'm not even, you should be pausing your video. CO3, 2 negative. We are going to reduce. So crisscross the 2s, they're going to cancel each other out. Calcium carbonate. Okay. Lead is Pb, 2 positive. Sulfate is SO4, 2 negative. Crisscross, they're going to cancel out too, which is going to be Pb, SO4. All right, dinitrogen, difluoride, 2 nonmetals. All right, N2, F2. Should we reduce? Nope. Molecular compounds. There's a prefix there for a reason. Why would they say di and then want you to reduce that? Okay. Ammonium, that's your NH4 polyatomic ion with a 1 positive charge. Sulfate is SO4, 2 negative charge, crisscross. Here we go. Ammonium phosphate, same thing. 1 positive, phosphate is PO4. They say phosphate? Yep. 3 negative, crisscross. There we go. Oops, forgot to circle the answer there. Let's go back to blue. Sulfur, chlorine. ID tells you it's an elemental. So that's S for sulfur. Chlorine is Cl. All right, put a 2 there for di and put a 2 there for di. We're not going to reduce that. Those dyes are there for a reason. Okay, lead, Pb, 2 positive charge. We tell you that. All right, carbonate CO3, 2 negative. They're going to cancel out. So it's just going to be PbCO3. I feel like we did this one also. All right, could be some duplicates on here. Lead, let's do this one. Pick a different color. All right, lead nitrate. Lead 2 positive. Nitrate, NO3 negative. Crisscross, bring that 2 outside. There we go. How are we doing? Are we getting most of these? At this point, hopefully you are. Sulfur, fluorine, two nonmetals. Prefixes also tell you that's going to be the case. Di is 2, so 2 sulfurs. Deca means 10. Fluorine has 10. We're not going to reduce that. Right. Chromium 3. Do that. 3 positive. Hydroxide is OH with a 1 negative. Crisscross that. We're going to need parentheses around to tell us there's 3 of them. Let's keep going. Sodium hydrogen phosphate or sodium biphosphate. Okay. Sodium is Na, 1 positive charge. Now phosphate, okay, is PO4 with a 3 negative charge, but that proton, the hydrogen, is going to increase that charge by 1. So let's have that proton and then increase that charge by 1. So now let's crisscross these charges. And it's going to be sodium 2 and then 1 biphosphate or 1 hydrogen phosphate. PO4. All right, let me just take another look here. Everything is good. Yep. All right, calcium phosphate. Calcium, second group on the periodic table, 2 positive charge. Phosphate is PO4. You need to memorize these polyatomic ions. Phosphate, 3 negative. Crisscross. Man, I feel like I'm gonna make a mistake soon. I've done 67 of these. All right, I can see the end. Okay. Lithium so okay, here's a another ionic compound. Lithium is I haven't seen the lithium in a while. All right, 1 positive bisulfate, also known as hydrogen sulfate. So sulfate is SO4, right, with a 2 negative charge, but we're adding that hydrogen to it. So that's going to increase the charge by 1. So there it is. Let's add that proton. All right, crisscross, they're going to cancel out. So the answer is simply going to be right there. Iodine, they're both halogens, so they're both nonmetals. So let's just use the prefixes. There's no prefixes in front of iodine, so that's just a 1. Fluorine, the ID tells you it's an elemental fluorine, and hepta means 7. So there we go. All right, chromium, Cr, 3 positive, tells you that in Roman numerals. Nitrite, nitrate is NO3. Now, what do you think nitrite is? All right, ite is 1 less oxygen than 8. That's NO2, same charge. Crisscross those numbers. We need a parentheses around this one because there's 3 nitrites. All right, ammonium, our positive polyatomic ion. All right, oxalate. Good, do you remember that? What's the charge? 2 negative. Okay, let's crisscross these charges. We're going to need a parentheses around ammonium, sorry. Don't get that confused. Ammonia is NH3. Ammonium is the ion with the added proton. All right, so let me get back. Oxalate. There we go. Okay, let's go back to blue. Lithium sulfite. Lithium, group 1, 1 positive. Sulfite. Sulfate is SO4. What's sulfite? 1 less oxygen. SO3, same charge. 2 negative. Crisscross. Bring that 2 down there. You don't have to bring the 1 anywhere. Li2, SO3. All right, xenon. They're both as a noble gas and a halogen, so they're both nonmetals. Just use the prefixes. There's no mono, no prefix there, so that's just 1. Tetra, what do you think that means? Know your prefixes. Right, so sodium, there's a metal, it's going to be an ionic compound, right? Chromate, what is that? Right, we're going to, oh, sorry, to crisscross. Na2, CrO4. Okay, last one. What color should we do? Green, my favorite color. Oxygen, no prefix. Fluorine, prefix. There you go.